Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mindset Monday. Here we are again. Another Monday is here. So my name is Sally Garozzo, and this is the place to be to get inspiration and motivation on how to be happier and more fulfilled in your life. What an amazing morning it is. It's February and it's warm. I don't quite know what's happening with the climate, but there you go. I'm just going to enjoy it. So today I want to talk about the concept and the idea of supporting yourself by investing in yourself. Because when you support you, the universe supports you. And if you don't like the word universe, you can just replace it with life. When you support you, life supports you. Or you could say life supports you when you support you. Either way, you get the idea, because there's a fundamental truth going on here. If you support your body by giving it the right nutrition, by giving it the right exercise, by giving it the right amount of rest, your body will naturally repair itself. You don't have to do anything. It will just do it for you, as long as you give it the right environment. Hi, Dave. If you support yourself by surrounding yourself with people who are inspiring, who are motivating, who are uplifting, you will get the benefits of that. You too will be inspired, motivated, and uplifted yourself. You'll feel happier. You will feel better. If you support yourself by spending money on investments, on personal growth investments, you will clear your blocks and you will feel happier because you are accomplishing things, which is great, right? So when you take that first big, brave step into the unknown, it's almost like, I like to think of it as you're on a cliff. You're going to take that step off the cliff. You're going to shit yourself. It's going to be really scary. But when you do, you show life that you mean business, and life will come along and it will build a bridge underneath you to support you. And that might be in the way of things showing up in your life that are unexpected, like connections or just the right people who can show you the direction, the right opportunities, the right ideas will pop into your head at the right time. Hey Alberto, good to see you. So I've invested thousands and thousands of pounds in my own personal growth and personal development. And yes, it's been scary. There have been times where I've been like, oh my God, this is a bit of a financial stretch. But it's good because it really makes you invest. It makes you take the investment seriously. So now rapid transformational therapy, which is the therapy that I do, is one of the more expensive therapies on the market. So I charge £250 for a 2-hour session, which is actually going up to £300 pretty soon. And there is a reason for that. Firstly, because RTT does have a good success rate, and also you only need between 1 and 3 treatments to help you. And you get a lot of support in between from the therapists. And also, the reason why it's expensive is because it's for people who are really, really ready to invest. And when it is, I always like to say that the price is kind of part of the treatment, because it sort of ups the stakes a little bit, and internal change really only occurs when there is a lot invested, okay? So when things are cheap or when things are free, we just don't value it. I've given away free therapies to people, and it's not worked in the same way as when somebody's really, really invested in it. So I think that's really important. I know for me, if I've spent a lot of money on an All Saints top, for example, I'm going to value it much more than the top that I bought in Primark. I'm going to read the label. I'm going to make sure I adhere to the washing instructions. I'm going to iron it inside out, and do all the right things. Whereas my Primark tops, they just get shoved. They get put in the tumble dryer. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, ladies? And men. I'm sure men do the washing as well. So when coaching, when therapy, when a massage or a spa day is just outside your comfort zone of spending, you will value it way, way, way more than if it's just kind of a cheap throwaway sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying get yourself into debt. Some people do get themselves into debt. My dad got himself into debt when he first came into the country, but that was his way of, as he calls it, putting the lions behind him to really make him up his game and make his business work. Now, I'm not recommending that you get yourselves into debt. Of course, I am not. But I am recommending that you consider saving up, or you consider portioning some of your money to, or even prioritize some of your spending so that you are investing money wisely. So you're not spending money on things that are destroying your health, or you're just going to put in a cupboard and forget about in a year's or 6 months' time, or you're just overbuying things that you don't actually need. Investing in yourself, investing in your development, investing in your learning, in your adventures, in your skills, in your pleasure. It's all good stuff. And there is a difference between an investment and an expense. An expense is just like cost of living, cost of running your business. An investment is something that takes you to the next level, whether that be the next level of growth in your business, your personal life, or your body, or your mind, or whatever. So an investment gives you something back. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, you lovely people watching, Sarah, Helen, anyone else I've missed out? Kevin, Dave, Jai, Yanis. I'm going to ask you, what blocks do you have personally when it comes to investing in yourself? If any, do you have any? And ask yourself, where do I resist investing in myself? I know for me, I definitely need to have more massages. And where do those blocks come from? Ask yourself, what was your parents' relationship like with money? Did they invest in themselves, or were they frightened of spending money, or did they, there's lots of reasons why we have money blocks or self-investment blocks. And it's your job, if you want to grow, to really find out and understand where they come from, why they are there. Some of us believe that we just don't deserve it on a fundamental level. We have a dialogue going around in our minds going, when I try to set up my business, I just always fail, or I always come up against blocks. I can't seem to get over those blocks. When the going gets tough, I just can't push through. Ask yourself, or be very, very aware of where your blocks are when it comes to investing in yourself. It might be that you just haven't found the thing that really floats your boat. I mean, there's so much out there these days. You have to really, really resonate with the teacher or the therapist or the coach if you're going to spend that amount of money with them. Why would you invest thousands and thousands if you're not really 100% sure if something is right for you? Maybe your block is that you don't feel that you actually deserve it. Maybe there's a fundamental thing going on of like, I'm just not enough, I'm not worthy of money, I'm not worthy of feeling better, those kinds of blocks. Maybe you just don't believe that you will be able to make it work. Hi, Rachel. So Rachel's a health coach, and maybe some people feel that no matter how hard they've tried, they just always sabotage themselves, so they're not going to invest in a health coach. Well, that's where somebody like Rachel or myself can work with you to help you unblock, unpick why you are sabotaging yourself. Or maybe, my favourite thing, maybe the comfort zone is familiar. So when you get a coach or a therapist, you are going to be called to stretch yourself. And if the comfort zone is familiar to you, then maybe you're just not going to want to do that, because the mind always goes back to, always loves what is familiar. But there are ways around it, of course. it's very easy to make the familiar unfamiliar and the familiar familiar. It just takes a little bit of concerted effort, takes a little bit of accountability, and just knowing that you can link pleasure to doing those things that are a challenge to you. And that's how I live my life every day. Even doing these Facebook Lives are a challenge, but I link massive pleasure to doing them now because I get so much out of them and I actually find them very exciting. And I love the fact that you're here watching. Hi Rachel, hi Demelza, hi Danusha, lovely to see you. Hi Tracy. So, here is what to do. Find the thing that you really, really resonate with, that you really, really love. Explore the different coaches, the different therapies that you love. And I find my cue is if I can't stop thinking about it, then it's probably worth me investing in. So when I invested in RTT, that was a weird one because it was either do Marie Forleo's business B-School or RTT, and RTT just ended up like coming through. I got 2 or 3 people contacting me that I should have an RTT treatment. I had an RTT treatment, it blew me away. And then when I investigated the school, I phoned up the school and they were doing a discount on their online course. So I was just like, wow, you know, it had been reduced by half price, I think. So I just I didn't think about it. I knew all the signs were pointing to doing RTT. So when that happened, I just literally didn't think, gave them my credit card, and then bang, it was done. So that is one of my pieces of advice actually for you is, pardon me, when you found the thing and you get that feeling that this investment is going to work, you've thought about it a lot, you've done all your reasoning, and you're getting that feeling, that yes feeling. That yes feeling is a sign from your intuition, from your inner being, saying to you, this is the thing that's going to change your life. And there is trust. You have to trust. You have to take that leap of faith. You've got to almost throw yourself off the precipice, and then this magical being will swoop down and pick you up and show you that it was the best thing. I always like to ask myself as well, what is the consequence of not doing this? So if it's a big investment, like a big chunk of money, and you're on the precipice, ask yourself, what is the consequence of me not investing in myself? I know this thing's going to be great for me. I can feel it in my bones. If I don't invest, if I don't take that scary step and spend that scary amount of money on myself, what's the consequence of that? Well, the consequence is I stay stuck, I stay trapped, I stay in my comfort zone. It's stasis, it's paralysis, and I don't move forward. Now that might be okay for a certain amount of time, but there will be a part of your inner being that won't shut up, trust me. It will be there constantly nagging at you, saying to you, you need to do this, you need to move forward. And so eventually, you know, you have to ask yourself, can I afford not to do this? Is staying stuck more painful than actually handing that money over, taking that risk and investing in myself? What is more scary? And I can tell you eventually it will be staying stuck. That will feel more scary, more horrible, more sticky, because it goes against the fabric of our existence. We are supposed to, meant to evolve. Just like we push boundaries in every area of our lives. You know, Elon Musk is doing it with the space race, Richard Branson does it with travel and biofuels, and all of the great entrepreneurs are doing this. They are constantly investing in growth, because stasis just feels awful. It keeps us safe for sure. It stops us from dying, but it's not what we're put on this planet to do. So I would like to invite you, lovely guys, these lovely people, guys and gals, I'd like to invite you to ask yourself, is there something that you really, really want to do? Is there some therapy that you want to have? Do you want to have RTT but you think the price is too expensive? Do you want to invest in some coaching, but you think the price is too expensive? Do you want to go to one of our lovely luxury spas that we've got in Brighton, but you think, or wherever you are, but you think it's too expensive? What do you really, really want to invest in because you think it's going to be good for you, but you're a bit scared? Write a list and ask yourself, what is stopping me from either saving up, or if you've got the money, what's stopping you from transferring that money from there to there so that you can have what you want? And I kind of guarantee that it mostly always, well, pretty much always goes back to childhood beliefs. You've got to find out what that root cause is that is stopping you from believing you deserve what you want in your life. So it's a very, very powerful tool that we've got, because those beliefs that we learn when we were children about ourselves, about the world around us, when we're older, they hold us back. They stop us from doing what we want to do. We're like adults trapped inside a child's brain. So it's your job to really rewrite that programming and tell a completely different story. Tell the truth about how capable you are, and you're a money-making machine. You can have what you want. You do have the skills to pull it off. You have the drive. You have the determination. You have the passion to move yourselves forward, because there's nothing worse than staying stuck. Believe me, I've been there. It's a horrible feeling, and it will keep you up at night. So that's all for today. Hello, Graham. That's all for today. That's been Mindset Monday. Monday. As always, I am here. If you want to ask me any questions, drop me a private message. I will answer them, or you can leave a comment. If you fancy an RTT session, I'll be more than happy to have a free phone call with you to tell you more about it, and you can tell me what's blocking you. And so that's all for today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.